Welcome back to Factorio MSX Gigabase. Wow, what an episode last time. We slam dunked our way back up to 6060 UPS by only employing one of my 5 strategies. I was just blown away at how effective reducing the number of inserters at our outposts actually was going to be. I knew it would help, but I didn't expect it to all by itself fix the problem. So that just blew me away. And then this design here, our rocket control unit design, totally vindicated once I fixed up the fact that I hadn't created these modules properly. Totally vindicated. What an awesome idea and design this is. We're going to be saving about 40% of our entities just by employing this design rather than the more traditional version that only gives you 8 beacons per assembler. So wow guys, just wow. Let's see, I think it's time to press on towards getting launches underway. Radar, I'm kind of thinking I want to cram this design right up hard next to this one. So this design being the, can we put you there? This design being the, I need more beacons to do this. Let's go and get some more beacons first. I put them up there in the requester without visiting the Make Everything factory, just assuming that they would all just magically appear, and of course that is not what happened. So let's just travel back to our, let's just go to engineering. I have, yeah, that should be everything I need. That's an interesting way to engineering. Where are we going exactly? We're going around in a loop because I don't know. That's hardly the most direct route to engineering. Engineering up here, this way. Train pathfinding, I tell you. So what are we doing? Updates. We're way clear of 60 UPS at the moment, but that, I have to admit, is because the production numbers have become, well, anemic really. This is all congested too, so why are we coming up this way again? Anyway, one of the things that happened while I was fixing up the patterns here in our outposts was copper 6 is finally dead. That's good. That clears out this space, or lets us clear out this space. Coal 5 obviously is still in the way, and then we can fill out this lake and this lake, and we'd have a nice little spot there. Yeah, so that's kind of the idea. You saw how I really wanted to clear coal. In fact, this coal, I think we're just going to build over this coal. I can't be bothered clearing a 5 million. Where are we? We're up here. It does take a while to get round the factory now. So, then the next, oh, here we go. What's all this doing? What are you doing? What are you trying to do? What are you trying to do? You were trying to go in there, but you can't because this guy's all over the place. You're trying to go up there. You're trying to go in here. How about you just go back to iron 3 for a moment, because that will let this one come in, and then we can go through. This is because I overstack. I don't have enough room in these stackers for all the trains. I probably should have, but I don't. And I don't care because once we actually have production going on a regular way, like science or expensive launches, we're not going to have this issue, and we're also going to move all of this kind of stuff out of the inner side. Excuse me, out of the interior anyway. So for 2 reasons, it won't be an issue. Right, how are my beacons going? 10 more beacons, please. Auto trash. Let's fix that. And otherwise, we are fine, I think. Yes, we should be. Alright, now we can go back to design test, which just gives us a nice park, roughly where we want to be. Because I don't want to, I can't be bothered building another engineering park down there. Once this is up and running, it shouldn't really matter. We'll have one soon. down the bottom anyway. But let's get this underway. Have a sip on my lemonade this morning. I've just had a coffee, so I'm having a nice refreshing lemonade, try and cool off in the Australian heat. Okay, we knew we had this issue, didn't we? And it's basically because we're not burning up coal. Just go back to coal 2 if you can. Good, you can find some little circuit, and hopefully that lets us through, because I don't think this one will move through. I don't mind this one going because it will get out of our way, I'm pretty sure. It will eventually. We actually have some traffic coming through here. Remember when this guy was 77 million? And this one over here was 68 million, I think. Yes, those were the days, right? Okay, come down here, good boy. And I probably need to get rid of the station. That was because I was doing a whole lot of landfill in this area to enable building all of this stuff. You can see where I kind of stopped, because I didn't need that extra bit of room. Oh, speaking of landfill, the solar extends all over here now, and I've moved the landfill train up to here. It was way out here, but now it's up here so that I can do another broad stroke there and keep building at the solar up. And speaking of solar, we are up to 194,000 solar panels now. It seems like a lot, but it's less than a quarter of what we require, so it's not actually all that much after all. Oh, we are in the front, that's handy. Let's go to manual. Right, here we are. Let's get back up here and get into this design. So, low density structures being the third of the 3 things we need to launch rockets. Given we have rocket fuel being produced in our oil setups, and this is our rocket control units. So, low density structures. Let's actually... Is there any reason I can't use their beacons? 1, 2, 3. I probably can. Not that beacons are expensive in any stretch of the imagination in the scheme of things, but let's just do that now. Assembly machine. Smack bang in the middle, maybe there, yeah, maybe there. Bother, I am out of substations. I'm not going to go back for substations. We will sort something out instead. Choose a recipe. The recipe is low density structures. Now this does use quite a lot of material, and also we need more than we need rocket control units. So you need modules. Do I have a spare blueprint? I don't, and this is kind of a waste, but we will blueprint one of these guys so that we can whack it in there, and it looks like we've actually got one even though we haven't. Now the question is, I really do need that so that we have power, and I need to do at least 2 of these so that because we only need these guys every second. Yeah. So yeah, these ones we need just under 4,300 a minute. These ones we need another 600 because you need them in the radar as well. 100 low density structures, and we want to produce 6 satellites a minute, so we need another 600. Now the question is, at this speed, which we don't know, but at this speed which we do know, and it's going to be exactly the same, how much material do we need to feed these machines? 10 steel every 30 seconds is fine, but let's get our trusty calculator up. It's not every 30 seconds because, let's use that for the speed. It's not every 30 seconds, it's every 30 divided by 8 seconds. So every 3.75 seconds we will be producing these guys. And we need 10 steel. So we can do that pretty easily. Notice they're multiples of 10. Doesn't we want one of these probably there? What does that suggest? No. That is absolutely not what we are going to do. What sort of multiplier did we put in here? 20. So it's 20 cycles. This is every 3.5 seconds we need 10. Probably like 150 of these two would suffice. So that means they just need to, they've got enough for 5 cycles, which is sort of 20 seconds. That seems like quite a lot. We can always adjust that later. Now the one thing, obviously we're going to use a stack inserter for this, not a blue inserter. And it produces 1, so we can use a blue inserter coming out, and let's do that. Now the stack inserter has this override stack size feature, and what can happen with inserters when they are out of sync with the multiplier of material is they can be holding the remainder of a stack which they can't insert because they have too much in there from the previous. So I'm going to just change this to 10 so that it's a decimal multiplier, and these numbers are all divisible by 10, so I'm hoping that that will work. Otherwise, to be 100% safe, you'd have an inserter per product, which we certainly can fit in here, but we know what inserters do, so I'm going to try to avoid that if I can. Now, we need modules in here. We need modules in these things. We need these two. Request a chest. Surely I have another request a chest. Yes, I do. Copy that across. Copy that across. I did. And a passive provider. Now, how many do we need? We need an extra 600 over and above these guys. These guys worked out exactly to being 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 long. I think it was 13 long, but let's just try and do the maths. So if we're looking at 4,900 per minute, which I think we are. First of all, we can divide by 2 because it only takes 30 seconds. Then we can divide by 8 because of our crafting speed. Then we can divide by 1.4 because of our productivity, leaving 218.75, or basically about 220 that we want. 218, let's just leave that on the calculator for a moment. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 modules. So if we divide our answer by 6 for the same sort of number, we need sort of 36.458. 36. So 36 is fine because that's just 12, but the extra 0.45 is annoying. It's slightly annoying. I don't mind admitting that. So what we can do is so would have, if we had 4 lots of 36, that is 144, and then 2 lots of 39, which is 78. 144 plus 2 lots of 39, which is 78. 222. I think that's what we'll do. Although I could just do it all 13, and then that would oversupply. Yeah, maybe we'll just do it all 13. So this was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yes, if we do 13, then we still have this odd symmetry where we'll need these guys at the ends, which is sort of nice in a way. So let's see if we can do that. I probably don't need that. I definitely don't need that. Let's use this blueprint. And stamp this out. Oh, it's going to try and build it as we go. Well, that's fine. It'll save us time later. So that's 12, and we do one more, but we will get rid of this extra bit there. And that multiplied out will be our pattern. I don't need that one. I do need this one. Oh. Radar, you're going to have to move again, buddy. Where's the other pattern that I just had? That's it, isn't it? Right. There we go. And you can go back there, and you can get cleared, and we'll take you again. Where am I? I'm stuck. 1, 2. Now we need to eliminate the what are they called? These guys, the substations from the middle row, because they're redundant. Oh, get the D tree one. And we need to work out how many stations we require. So if we have 78 of these, 78 every 3.75 seconds, they are going to need all of their resources. So if we multiply by 60, divide by 3.75, that means that we get 1248 cycles in a minute. We need 10 steel, 12,480 steel a minute. And half that amount of the other two. A steel train, remind me how much is on a steel train. 32,000, right. Okay. And what are we doing in terms of these trains up here? Because I kind of like just having two stations if it's going to work. We have 4 unloads. 4 is basically 120 per second times 8. So times 60, 57,000. I think we just do this again. I think this will have sufficient capacity. We'll find out soon enough, but I think this will have sufficient capacity to handle our greater demand that we have down here. So, blueprint, we need that one. Well, we might need that one. Don't need you anymore. So let's grab, oops, yeah, actually, that's fine. Let's grab all of that. Obviously what we request and so on will change. And I want to kind of try to center it. The rail tracks are going to force me to come down slightly further. So there's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. We need to come over by 2 of those. No, that doesn't look even either. Got 1, 2, 3 beacons on that side, over by 1. We can't snap to a perfect symmetry, but that isn't too bad. We will have to alter this exit. It won't work. And I remember now why these things weren't connecting up above. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to make a copy of the whole block, which I was going to do anyway. Like so. We can rotate that around. Put it in there for perfect symmetry. And now I'm going to actually delete all of this collection because I would rather they be one tile closer to their roboports than the situation we have at the moment. That's upside down, of course. And we will build that. Damn. We would build that, but it looks like we need to leave some more room. like to leave one there. From the looks of things. Okay. I'll just grab a temporary blueprint and remap that lot and remove all of that lot, and our initial one can go like so. And will this one fit nicely? Yes, it will. And we can probably add some more robo ports here as well, because we will need quite a lot more robots in this build versus the rocket control units. So, that looks to be one build. We need 3 of them. Let's get rid of that guy. Let's get a pattern. I don't care about the fact that we're using more beacons than it looks like we need to. There's 2. There's 3. Now all we need is the entranceway. We'll do what we have up here in reverse, other than the starter bit, which kind of sucked, so I don't want to repeat that. But let's do that. Yeah, that's not going to give us the angle we want, so let's try that. We may have to fix our signals. Let's do that. In fact, I probably should have just removed all the signals. Now it's useless. So let's shift clicking on these blueprints clears them, by the way. That's what I'm doing there. Let's get this one. Get rid of those. Tick. Reverse it. And down here. Okay, fill in the track. And up here. Now, I need the oil stacker, that thing. Which we can place down here somewhere, but actually we know how much room do we need. It doesn't matter, we could go anywhere around here. So where works for me? Well, this is temporary, but yeah, I suppose we should come in about here. 4 to 2. Alright, where's good rail? Good rail. Four to 2. It'd have to be down there. I kind of probably prefer it up there, but I guess we could always change it later. Not as far as I thought. What I might do is actually run back over here and give myself some guidelines as to where this should or could go. We need to connect to this one. We might need something like that to have enough leeway to turn up there. Let's just see. Yeah, that was exactly what we needed. Oh, 3 it is, isn't it? Yeah, we don't need this extra bit down here. And let's get rid of some foliage. Come on, the one that's in my way. How about that one next? Thank you. Right, back to the start of this, just to make sure it's clean, which it almost is. In fact, there is something there that we don't need, and is there something there? Not sure, but that, we don't need that. That is basically it. That will do us for our low density structures. It just needs to be built out, but I can do that between episodes. And next episode, probably satellites, or a little bit more optimization with oil, but no, probably satellites. Anyway, thanks for joining me. It's been a blast. Looking forward to next episode and our ever closer venture towards our 6 rocket per minute launching, which hopefully we can do at 60 UPS. I'm certain that we can, actually. I'll finish optimizing the factory enough to guarantee it. Anyway, I'll see you then. Thanks, guys. Bye bye for now.